여러분다.
long.
야,
Indeed.
다 들이대. 안다 낭베 다 유튜브.
So today here, from a Buddhist country, where there's especially the very strong practice of Vinaya, such as Thailand, Cambodia, Burma, which are very good. So from these countries, we have here some Buddhist followers of Buddhist tradition from Thailand, and they have requested me to give some teaching. And now. So in the 60s, I was in Thailand 3 or 4 times, and they have really good practice of the Vinaya, the monastic code of conduct. Of course, out of the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of monks, there may be some who are like a disgrace to the Dharma, but on the whole, the Vinaya practice is really good. So when I was in Thailand in those years, I also went on a begging round of and I had felt that perhaps during the time of the Buddha, the tradition was like this. The monks went on alms round like this. So they practice. They do their practice based on Pali tradition, whereas in Tibet, the Tibetan Buddhist tradition is mainly follows which is founded by Master Abbot Chandarakshita, who was invited by the Tibetan king Choeling, and Master Chandarakshita was a great practitioner of Vinaya, great Vinaya master, and so which is common to that of the Pali tradition as well. And on top of that, he was a great scholar of the Abhidharma, which is in the Abhidharma Sanskrit tradition. And similarly, he was a great scholar of logic and epistemology. And so he founded a new sub-school within in Tibet. And so I usually say that Tibetan Buddhism is a pure lineage, following the pure lineage of Nalanda Monastic University. The text that I am going to teach here, in the beginning when they requested me to give teaching, I wondered what text I should use. There is the Dhammacakra Sutra, Dhammacakra Pravadana Sutra, and we have it in Tibetan as well as this is also in Pali. So, but then on a second thought, because they are coming here, I thought that with great interest, I thought that maybe if I teach a new text that they have, which is new to them, it may be good for them to learn something new. So the text that I've chosen is by Master Kamalashila, who was invited by the Tibetan emperor just as it was exhorted to the king by Chandarakshita. And of course, he wrote many texts when he was in India, and then in Tibet, he wrote the first, second, and third books of the stages of meditation. And so I've chosen this text for this teaching. And so the Tibetans and also the people from Ladakh, Lahore, Spiti, Kinnaur and so forth, as well as the people from the West, you have heard this teaching many times, so you are quite familiar with, familiar with this text, because you have received the teachings on this many times. So if we were to listen to teaching on the stories of the Vinaya. Maybe we can listen at once, but then here, with regard to the teachings like this, where it may not be a repetition to give this teaching again, because we have to emphasize on the practice, to listen and apply, reflect on the teaching and meditate on it many times, over and over again. So first, I think recently there was a huge earthquake in New Zealand and Australia. They had really great natural disasters such as flood and because of the rain, and in Australia this earthquake in New Zealand, and then in Japan recently there was this tsunami, and there was huge destruction. And on the whole, Japan is a Buddhist country, and personally, so because of this natural disaster that happened in Japan, there's nothing much we can do, but we can pray for them. And yesterday we had monks and nuns gathered from the monasteries around Dharamsala, and also I gave message down to the big Tibetan monasteries in South India to recite the Heart Sutra, and so we also did here. So we have to make prayers for the dead, and in the future, if in order to avert any kind of disaster like that, the natural disasters, we have started saying from yesterday 100,000 Heart Sutra 100,000 times. So today here we'll also say this in Tibetan, because most of the people here are Tibetans, and then I see some Japanese people who you can also